order at 7 o'clock. Our first item is citizen queries. This is the first item on every agenda. I do not wish to imply limitations on the content of citizen queries, but I would encourage those who have comments on the FY27 budget to save those for the agenda item of the public hearing. That's going to help us stay organized, and it's also, we're going to broaden the timing for speakers. So I guess I'm just going to ask, are there any citizen queries that are not budget related? Being none, so we will move on. A couple other quick items here. First, we have the reading of the district mission statement.
All right, I'll jump in. The Ipswich Public Schools aspires to empower all students to be global citizens who are effective communicators, analytical problem solvers, and savvy consumers of information. We propose to do this through an emphasis on communication, critical thinking, creativity, self-management, perseverance, and collaboration. Students will be active partners in authentic learning, offering voice and choice in demonstrating competency.
Thank you. Next item is announcements and special acknowledgements. The next school committee meeting will be held on Thursday, February 26th, here in the Ensemble Room at 7 p.m. Budget Subcommittee will meet remotely February 23rd at 7, and all schools will be closed Monday, February 16th through February 20th for vacation week, and all district offices will be closed Monday, February 16th. Are there any other announcements or special acknowledgements from the committee? Okay. Now we are at our public hearing on the FY27 school budget. So I'm going to start with welcome and opening remarks. The purpose of this public budget hearing is to invite comments from members of the public regarding the proposed FY27 budget that is pending before the school committee. The committee will hear comments from persons present who wish to speak for, against, or neither for nor against the proposed FY27 budget for the Ipswich School District. Persons providing any comments at the public budget hearing are asked to state their name and street address or affiliation to the school, and are advised that the hearing is being video recorded for broadcast on television and the internet. So those were our template remarks. I just want to add some personal remarks before we begin. As school committee members, we strive for excellence for all students in the district. Furthermore, we collectively as parents of students, we are collectively as a school committee, presently parents of students in all 4 buildings, high school, middle school, Doyon, and Winthrop. Our committee has already begun asking questions around the context of the initial draft and will continue to seek solutions that are both educationally and fiscally sound before we approve our final budget. The current budget calendar notes we may be voting on the budget at our next meeting on February 26th, but it is likely that date will be pushed back to allow us more time for further discussion. So tonight, this public hearing is a very important step in our lengthy budget process. This is a chance for the school committee to hear from the community. In order to provide as many speakers as possible an equal opportunity to be heard, we'll be offering 3 minutes timed per speaker. We're especially interested in comments that add new perspectives. The school committee will not be participating in dialogue or deliberation tonight. Please know that while we will not be responding, it does not mean that we don't hear you. We also welcome community members to share comments with the school committee by emailing our members to our group email address as posted on the district website. And we would also like to thank everybody who has already emailed. We've read them all, taking everything into consideration. We also see a number of those who have emailed in this room tonight, and we thank you for your involvement in your child's education and for your support for the students of Ipswich. All that said, we're now going to open the legislative public budget hearing. I will now entertain a motion to open the public budget hearing at 7:05 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
By Jen, second by Matt. Further discussion? All in favor? Motion passed. Now we invite members of the public to comment.
Hi, I'm Alicia Thomas, the president of the 3 bargaining units of the Ipswich Educators Association. In that role, it is my responsibility to represent the interests of our members and work with the district to provide a positive educational environment for all. I want to start by thanking you all for your commitment to the students of Ipswich Public Schools. Your work is seemingly never ending and takes a tremendous amount of time. Your dedication is commendable, so thank you. The IEA believes the discussion about the budget is an exercise in the allocation of funds. The reaction to the administration's proposed budget is not a personal one. This is not about the administrators themselves. This is about how the budget reflects the values and missions of the district and supports all students. This is about allowing us to continue the work of the district's recent professional development investments in creating trauma-informed schools and the use of responsive classroom across elementary school experiences. This is about reflecting the values of recent policy decisions regarding all aspects of wellness. We do not want to be a community who reacts to mental health crisis. We want to be a community who proactively addresses mental health before it becomes a crisis. This open dialogue and community discussion should also serve as a model to our students about how to engage in conversation when parties may disagree. As such, it is crucial that the process, discussions, and comments, both in person and especially on social media, remain respectful and centered on budget allocations. In these moments of community involvement and discourse, the children are watching what the adults say and do. We should be a model of what we ask them to do. Ipswich educators are passionate, and knowledgeable professionals. We appreciate your willingness to hear us by email and public comment. We are optimistic that the administrative team will more uniformly seek out feedback from the professionals prior to their public presentations going forward. After all, though administrators run the buildings, the educators in all our various roles and specialties live with their and ultimately your budget decisions and have to do what we can do with it to do right by the children in front of us. We are strongly advocating and advising you to reconsider proposed reductions in an English language educator for our elementary multilingual students, school counselor at Winthrop, RBTs at the middle school, and wellness educator at the high school. We are advising this change to the proposed budget because we are confident and in some cases definitively know that the remaining faculty would not have the capacity to fill the void in educational need left by those missing positions. Thank you for your time and your thoughtful dialogue as you continue the budget process.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jenna-Lise Rolfe. I have 2 students at Winthrop Elementary, and I also want to second Alicia's comments about, I understand how difficult this budget process is, and I understand that resources are limited and costs are rising, and I also know that these things are not likely to get any easier anytime soon. So I appreciate the weight of those decisions and all that you do for this district. I don't envy you at all, and I really do thank you for everything that you do. I understand cuts need to be made, and my argument tonight is largely that the proposed cuts, specifically those to Winthrop, perhaps need to come from somewhere else. So I'll try to stick just to data. Currently, Winthrop serves approximately 363 students with 2 school counselors. So that is around a ratio of 181 students per counselor. Even at that level, the school is trying to manage significant bullying, behavioral challenges, and rising student anxiety. The current counselors are stretched thin. And according to many parents that I've spoken to personally over the last few months, students are not able to get in and be seen when needed. So the existing student needs don't appear to be met. Now, if we reduce to 1 counselor next year, that serves approximately 372 students, which is, and I might be wrong on that, but that's projected for Winthrop next year. That's 372 to 1, which is approximately 50% worse than the national professional standards. That's recommended by the American School Counselor Association. So placing that workload on an already stretched individual would be overwhelming and quite unsustainable. The risk of turnover will also be quite high. Now, when we lose trusted student support professionals, the impact on children, it's immediate and it's lasting. Now, at the same time, a bubble grade of 68 students would be reduced from 4 classes to 3, increasing class sizes to 23 or potentially more. So say we take that 23 number, that's 23% higher than the state average in Massachusetts for K to 5 schools. Now, when you couple class sizes that are approximately 23% higher than the state average with a counselor ratio, that would be 50% worse than the national recommended professional recommendation anyway, and reduce PE staffing by one third. That's limiting students' physical outlets as well. The challenges, they don't disappear, they shift. They shift directly onto our teachers who are already managing larger groups, increasing behavioral disruptions, increasing serious incidents, reducing instructional time, and placing additional strain on both staff and students. Now, that causes teacher burnout and teacher turnover. Is that me? Am I at 3 minutes?
That's
Okay,
at 3
all good.
minutes. If you can
Comparing
work
it to
on wrapping
Doyon,
it
who
up.
has
Thank you.
similarly sized yet smaller bubble grade, Doyon's retaining 2 counselors, and Winthrop are only enrolling 10 fewer students next year. I just see the children are watching how we prioritize their well-being, and I just don't think this is it. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Brian Garcia Dale. I live at 3 High Street, and I have 2 children who attend Winthrop School. I was raised in a public school system which faced significant funding challenges. My mother dedicated 35 years to running a special education program in that district, while my professional background isn't in education. My upbringing instilled an understanding of the delicate balance required to manage school budgets. I know it's not easy. I'm not pretending it is. However, I'm struggling to accept the current proposal to make damaging cuts at Winthrop. The elimination of a counselor, reductions to physical education, and the decision to condense Winthrop's largest grade into 3 classrooms would compound concerning trends that have worsened in recent years. The support our counselors provide is more critical than ever, and reducing frontline staff should never be a cost-saving strategy. Moreover, decreasing mental health support directly contradicts the priorities our district claims to value. Dr. Blake noted in a weekly update this past October that we've seen an increase in mental health needs of our students and have added counseling staff to support this need. It appears the commitment to this challenge was fleeting. We've also heard the school committee and Dr. Blake emphasize the wellness policy over the last year. This includes prioritizing mental health, nutritional choices, and physical activity. So while we police the popsicles provided once a year at the Tiger Trot, we are cutting gym time and access to a counselor, which affects our kids every single day at school. Comparison can be unproductive, but it's hard not to notice the disparity between the budget reduction at Winthrop and the 3 other schools. It seems we bear most of the budgetary burden. Doyon will maintain a 4-class bubble grade for 66 children and will keep its 2 counselors, while Winthrop is proposed to reduce to 3 classes for 68 children and a single counselor. This leaves Winthrop with a 363-to-1 student-to-counselor ratio. Cutting counselors, reducing movement for young children, and shoving what could end up being 25 kids in a classroom isn't budgeting, it's abandonment. The budget was the result of moving boxes to make numbers work. It fails to prioritize the needs of students or to demonstrate there has been thoughtful examination of its impacts. It's a long-term failure disguised as a short-term fix. School committee, I know you care deeply about the children in our community. That's why you're here. Thank you for the time you invest to ensure Ipswich remains a town where we are proud to educate our children. I have no doubt you'll make the right decision and only approve a budget that ensures our children are set up for success. The budget constraints are real, but so is the cost of making the wrong choice. Approving this budget is the wrong choice.
Thank you.
Great.
Hi, my name is Allie Hughes. My children are in 2nd grade and 4th grade at Winthrop. I'd like to recognize the hard work of the school committee, Dr. Blake, and the administration. Building a budget is never easy, and with dwindling federal funds and rising costs, I understand the magnitude of the challenge before you. I also want to thank our educators who work directly with our children every day. They are exceptional, and they understand better than anyone else how these proposed cuts will affect our students. I appreciate their advocacy and their expertise. The proposed budget removes 3 student-facing positions at Winthrop: a school counselor, a classroom teacher, and a part-time PE teacher. I urge you to reconsider these reductions. Last year, we hired a second school counselor because the need was clear. Our children are navigating a rapidly changing world and are experiencing significant social emotional challenges, behavioral difficulties, and complex mental health needs. We are also facing ongoing concerns about bullying within the school. Even with two counselors, many students are unable to access the support they need because schedules are already stretched thin. If we cannot adequately meet our students' needs with two counselors, how can we expect to do so with just one? I am also deeply concerned about the reduction of a classroom teacher. My daughter is part of what we all refer to as the bubble class, and she will enter 5th grade next year. When this group was in kindergarten, concerns about class size were raised but not addressed. The result was that many students in this grade struggled to meet benchmarks. Numerous families have sought outside tutoring to close the gaps. Research consistently shows that the smaller class sizes lead to stronger academic performance, increased engagement, and more individualized attention. The ideal elementary class size is widely cited as 18 students. At 23 students per class, we would be nearly 28% above that number. We have already seen the consequences of overcrowded classrooms. We should learn from that experience and not repeat it. Finally, physical education is not a luxury. It is an essential component of a well-rounded education. PE supports physical health, coordination, and balance while also improving attention, concentration, memory, and overall academic performance. Our children have limited time during the school day to move their bodies, reduce stress, and reset. Reducing PE further diminishes those opportunities. I recognize the financial challenges we face. However, when making difficult decisions, the primary consideration must be the impact on the students. Reducing 3 student-facing positions will directly affect their academic progress, their mental health, and their overall well-being. I am confident we can find a better solution. Our children deserve it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Evening. I'm Elizabeth Bianchetto, 13 Putnam Road. I'm a parent of a current 4th grade student at the Winthrop Elementary School, and I'm here to express concern for the specific budget line item that will turn what is currently 4 classes of 4th graders into 3 classes when these kids move on to 5th grade next year. I've watched this group of students since kindergarten when there were only 3 classes and class sizes were far too large. Studies show that when classes get too big, quieter kids are overlooked, struggling students fall behind, and teachers simply can't give every child the support they deserve. We all saw that firsthand, and the district stepped in and added another classroom for these kiddos when they were in 1st grade, and they've kept the student-to-teacher ratio lower since then. Winthrop's mission says that we are a committed community of learners, inspired to act with compassion, integrity, and joy. Large class sizes make it harder to live that mission. We've seen what happens when class sizes are too big, and we've seen how much better things can be when they're reasonable. I'm asking you to help keep our kids on the positive path they've worked so hard to build. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Joe Hughes, 17 Mulholland Drive. I'm a Winthrop parent. One of my children will be in 5th grade next year, so I'm speaking tonight not in the abstract about what the budget will mean for but what the budget will mean for my own child and our family every day. I want to be very clear. The proposed budget is not acceptable, and Winthrop families will not quietly accept it. Under this proposal, Winthrop's budget is reduced by roughly $216,000, while other schools are increasing. And at Winthrop, every single savings is student-facing. Cutting a full-time school counselor, cutting PE time, increasing class sizes, and not replacing a retiring teacher. Meanwhile, there are no meaningful administrative reductions. That tells us where the priorities are, and it's not the classroom. This isn't just a budget problem, this is a leadership problem. In Massachusetts, there is clear expectation culturally, legally, and professionally that major school decisions are made through transparent, collaborative planning. Schools are supposed to use their improvement plans, involve educators, and involve families in meaningful ways. A superintendent is supposed to build trust, align decisions to students' needs, and lead with discipline and fairness. What we are seeing instead is a pattern of decisions that feel unilateral, rushed, and disconnected from the lived reality in the building. And I want to bring this down to the most concrete example. Winthrop's largest grade is being pushed into a larger class sizes next year. My child will be one of those children. This means less individual attention, more behavioral load on teachers, more students competing for help. At the exact same time, we're proposing to remove a counselor, the person who helps children manage conflict, anxiety, bullying, regulation, and basic school functioning. This is not tightening belts. This is taking away essential support from children. And here's what I need the committee to hear. Winthrop parents understand budgets are hard. We understand their constraints, but we do not accept a strategy where the solution is repeatedly cut the people who work directly with children. That is not a sustainable approach. It's not consistent with what Massachusetts expects from high-functioning districts, and it's not consistent with Ipswich's own mission, values, and what this town claims it wants for its kids. So tonight I'm asking for three things. First, I'm asking the school committee to reject the Winthrop proposal as written and demand revisions that do not remove core student support. Second, I'm asking for real transparency. Show the community the criteria, the data, the decision-making process that led to Winthrop being hit so hard. Third, I'm asking the committee to recognize this is not just a budget, it's a test of leadership. Winthrop parents are going to keep showing up. We're going to keep paying attention. And we will continue to pursue accountability when leadership decisions reduce student support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else wish to speak?
Hey, my name is Matt Bianchetto, and I live at 13 Putnam Road. All of these cuts that we're talking about aren't existing in a bubble. There's changes in the fiscal year budget compared to previous years that are causing these needs for cuts, including within the athletic department. $114,000 is budgeted to go to the athletic department. That's $18,000 to the football coaches, the assistant football coaches, and $4,600 down the line to the JV coaches. I very much support the need for the athletics program to continue to succeed. And I very much think that the people volunteering their time, including teachers, deserve that stipend. So when you look at it, it appears to me that in the past, those stipends were paid out of the athletic fund. The athletic fund is being cut by $100,000. That athletic fund comes from fees, donations, something else that I'm forgetting, but it's coming from what parents are paying, like for uniforms. Sorry? Ticket sales, thank you. So when we're cutting funding and increasing expense, both at the athletic department, and then we're cutting physical education, which is a joke, but that's to be left for another time. When we're doing that, that has a $214,000 impact directly to the funding. And it's oddly coincidental that the Winthrop Elementary School is being cut $214,000, $213,000. That right there tells you all you need to know about where the current values in the, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I didn't prepare. My name is Susan Claremont. I live at 39 Spring Street, and I'm here to talk about what all these parents are talking about. I just want to ask you, please, do not limit the emotional support for my child. I have a fourth grader, not a sec, I have a fourth grader only. And I'm asking you, please don't limit that for her, that support. Please don't limit someone paying attention to her and her education. Please don't limit her joy with exercise and learning how to play with others and having a release from learning math and wit and wisdom, which is a hard one for her. My babe I've had mornings where she didn't want to go to school because of the amount of social interaction that's high and low. And I've been so blessed this past year, especially, to have met the counselors. They have done tremendous work for my child. And all of our teachers at Winthrop, she is in the bub class, have been really hands-on. And I really don't want my daughter to get lost next year with his reductions. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jessica Holmes. I live on Payne Street, and I was not going to talk today either, but oh well, I'm among friends and loved ones, and I know what you guys are going through firsthand, obviously. So I sympathize with you all, and I understand, and we're all here for the same reason, for our kids. And I sent an email with all my thoughts. I can't add anything that all these wonderful people haven't said already, but I do just want to sort of echo Suzanne and say that, you know, times are really hard right now for us and for our kids. These 75% of these wonderful women in front of me have, men, have taken such good care of my two girls who mean the world to me. And I'm so grateful for you all. And I'm really feeling like if we make these cuts, we're gonna make things worse for our kids. And I don't want that to happen. I don't want more strain on these people. I really don't. Please protect them. Please protect our kids. Please just keep our kids at the forefront of these thoughts and these conversations. There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of Facebook chatter. None of it matters. None of it matters. Our kids matter, and their mental health matters. Their well-being matters. So whatever you guys can do to shuffle things around and just keep them at the front of your mind, get the noise, get it out. Like just think about the kids, think about these wonderful educators. And I don't know, just thank you guys so much for everything you do. And thank you too for everything that you all do. Hopefully we can come to a really good place at the end of this and be celebrating together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else wish to speak? Seeing none. I would like to thank everybody for the thoughtful comments that we heard tonight and the respectful dialogue that we plan to continue to have. So that said, we are at the closing of our public budget hearing. Having heard all comments, seeing no other board comments or public comments, this public budget hearing on the FY27 budget is now closed at 7:29. I'll now entertain a motion to officially close the public budget hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Matt, second by Jen. Further discussion? All in favor? Okay, motion passes. Is there any new business?
I don't know if it's appropriate or not, but if you had prepared remarks today, if you could email them to the board, just so I can, I appreciate the emails I received, and it allows me to reflect more on what was said. So if you had it, if you don't mind, it would be helpful for me.
Yeah, great point.
Equally as dubious on its appropriateness, but thank you for the community engagement. this matters to us to know it. I think we'd love to hear from you, so thank you.
Too, I think obviously the nature of this is very one-sided, which is challenging. So if there are specific requests for a more reciprocal engagement, please do that in your follow-up and your requests. We're happy to try to help you, whatever we can do. So please, this can be dissatisfying, but we do hear you and it matters. But if you're looking for
All right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
second.
By Jenny, second by Haley. All in favor? Okay, we are adjourned at 7:31.
Thank you, everybody.